if you have to ask questions about the Dialogflow agent that you're building, you might have noticed that it is a little difficult to do that. That is to share information about your Dialogflow agent on the various question and answer forums that where you're trying to ask these questions. So what I've done is I've created a tool which can help you do this. So the first thing you have to do is to go to your agent, and you have to go and click on this gear icon to get to the settings, and then go to this export and import tab here. And once you do that, you can click on the export as zip button and download the agent zip file to some place in your desktop. Now once you do that, then you have to go to the tool that I have built, and the tool is located at miningbusinessdata.com/dialogflow-viewer. And when you go to that page, you can see that there is this button which lets you choose the file. Now you have to click on this button and choose the agent zip file that you just downloaded. Alright, so I have done that, and what you'll notice is as soon as you choose the file and select the zip file that you downloaded, there are a couple of things you will see. The first is that it is going to show information about the agent in a table-like format right below on that page, and also it is going to provide some HTML in this text box over here. And the HTML which is in this text box is the same HTML which is rendering all this information here on this page. So what you'll do in the next step is you will make sure that you select all the HTML from within the text box and copy the HTML, and then I would like you to go to this URL. I will provide the URL later, but it's basically on this website called glitch.com, and Glitch is it's a pretty neat project which allows people to, it's mostly to help people learn how to code. I guess the difference between Glitch and other places is that they allow you to use other people's web applications and remix that so that you can create your own apps, your own web apps. In this case, I'm only interested in hosting HTML content on the Glitch site, but at the same time, it is important that you use the format that I have used for the project. You can think of it as a template. So you will take the template I have already created and then use that to create your own Glitch site or project, however you want to call it. So the way you will do that is, so once you go to this page, the link that I provide, you will see a page which looks like this, and on the left side you have this pane, and you can see that there's all these files in the project. Now the first thing you have to do is go to this index.template.html file, and you should create a copy of this. And when you create the copy, you just rename it as index.html, and you'll notice that it says file at index.html exists overwrite, and I would like you to overwrite that file. Now once you have done that, let's go and look at the index.html file. You can see that I have this div control here which goes div class panel default center. Now just press enter here and paste all the stuff that you just got from the text box HTML on the Navigator app, and just paste it inside that div. Now as soon as you do that, in fact you can take a look at this show link here, and when you click on this in new window, what you'll see is that it's actually taken it and turned it into a project for you. What I mean is it's not actually overwritten my project, it's just used the template of my project and created a project for you, and it's going to put it in this URL here called materialexplanation.glitch.me or something like that. But the important thing that you notice is that you have all the HTML that you saw in this right here in this view. You are seeing that the same HTML is being rendered onto this page. Now one important thing is that till now you have not actually signed in to Glitch, and you can see it says sign in to keep your project. So unless you sign in and save this, you will not have access to this page that you just created. You can think of it as sort of like a temporary kind of a project and temporary kind of a page, but until you sign in and save it, it will be temporary, which means you cannot send links to that page. All right, so now that you have done that, the next step is to, so this is for sharing the agent's information, but at the same time there will be a lot of occasions where you not only have to share the agent details like the intents and all that, the context and events, actions, all those things, even the parameters, right? The other thing that you have to share to get help on these forums is you have to show the code that you're using. Now, depending on the forum, it might be easy or it might not be easy to actually paste the code into the question itself. In case it's not very easy to do that, the other thing you can also do is go to this webhook template.html file and again rename it, and sorry for I copy it, and then when you make the copy, call it webhook.html. And again it says, do you want to overwrite, and you say yes, and this is the HTML, this is the HTML of the webhook page. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to a tutorial which I've already seen, which Dialogflow uses. Let's just go ahead and copy this. It doesn't matter what code you're using, this is just for an example. And then let's come back to Glitch, and in this case I would like you to go to this place between the code tags, press enter there, and basically just paste everything that you just got from that page onto this HTML page over here. And once again, what you want to do is go to show this in a new window, but you just want to add this /webhook.html, and now you can see that it's actually rendering all the code from that page, and it's also done all the formatting of the code and all that for you, so that you can, in case you want to share it, if you were to provide a link to this material-explanation.glitch.me project, remember you have to save it, and you have to sign in and save it. But once you do all these steps, if you just give them the link to the project without the webhook.html, it is going to show the details of the agent. And then if you just add this webhook.html at the end, it's going to show the code. So you can take the code in your webhook and you can paste it like what I just did, and you'll be able to share both the agent information as well as the webhook information if you want to show people like what you've done till now and get help. Now, like I said, remember that you have to sign in to be able to save all this information, and only then you will be able to share these links out. And just a quick review of all the steps that we did. So the first thing you have to do is go to your Dialogflow console, export your agent zip file. The second step is to go to my tool, which is at miningbusinessdata.com/dialogflow-viewer. Choose the file, but choose file button and choose the zip file you downloaded. Once you do that, you will see that it is going to load some HTML into this text box. Copy the text box, copy the HTML in the text box, and then go to the index.template.html, create a copy, save it as index.html and allow it to overwrite. And then once you do that, what I would like you to do at that point is to paste all the HTML you copied from the text box within this div here. You have to do it between these two div tags. And once you do that, if you have some HTML, like if you have some webhook code that you want to share, then you have to use the webhook template which I've provided here and do the same thing where you put all the code you have within these two code tags here, and make sure you rename it to webhook.html. And once you do that, sign in, save the project, and what you've got at that point is a project which will have a URL which looks like this. It will go like something.glitch.me, and at that point it's ready to share. You just take this URL and provide it to whoever is able to answer the question. Maybe it's a forum or something like that. And once you do that, you got a simple way to share information about your agent so that you can get help more easily. Now, as I've pointed out in this tool, make sure that you take note of this. The app is not going to expose the fulfillment URL, the IDs of the intents, and any other information you already have in the package.json file and all that. But it might still, you might accidentally reveal some information about your agent which you don't want to do. So, after you do all this, make sure you take a quick look at what is being displayed on the page, and only then you should share it with the world. In fact, you probably want to do all that even as you're doing the preview. You want to make sure that you are taking a look at what is being shown on the page before you actually share it with the rest of the world.